Hi, I'm Mike Cosmic, and I'm here with the Abominable Mex, and we're here to conduct a really cool interview. So let's start off by introducing yourself. Who is the Abominable Mex?
Mex! Greetings from the Abominable Mex. I'm a local Austin rapper and performer. I'll make sure to give you my business card after this interview.
We'll get that information, definitely. Let's start off with your background. When and why did you start playing? Where did all this creativity come from?
So I always, wrote my little raps or whatever since I was a little boy. But I think when I moved to Austin, like back in 2000, and I got more involved in going out and seeing music, live music being played. A big part of what inspired me to really go hard and to take my music more seriously and to really go hard with it and try to get out there and perform was my homeboys, Coleman Algiers, a couple of my buddies performing that band and just going out to their shows and being exposed to the scene and to different music and seeing that they were getting pretty good feedback, and getting love for being really noisy and awkward. So I figured if they could get love for doing their thing, then maybe I could get some of that love as well. So definitely a big shout out to Coleman Algiers for helping inspire the Abominable Mex.
Like from your family's perspective, are there any musicians that helped inspire that and start you off when you were younger?
Well, my dad, he always wrote poems and corridos. So I think, there's definitely some of that in my DNA. But just, what inspired me to get into hip hop was probably my older sister and my older cousins. When, I grew up in Illinois till I was like 14, and some of my earliest memories are watching MTV Raps because my sister always controlled the remote as the older. So it was just like, MTV Raps and Bon Jovi videos. That kind of sparked my interest in hip hop. And then when I moved down on the border, I lived in Laredo, went to high school with her basically. And my older cousins were really cool dudes who had like really nice whips with chrome rims and big ass subwoofers in their trunks. And so just, the experience of rolling around with them and jamming hip hop, that also was a big driving part of what inspired me to go hard with it.
Definitely, that's like a huge jump from a music influence from Chicago, a place just like that, and coming all the way to the border, especially at 14 where everything is like very influential at that period of time, that starts shaping what is the creativity or the things that you do like.
Word.
And stuff like that.
That's crazy though, because every time anybody describes anything about Illinois, and if you're not from Illinois, everybody who's not from Illinois immediately thinks it's Chicago.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah,
can we just rename the state? Can we just rename the state?
Illinois, Chicago.
Sorry,
No, was it Chicago? Or where did you
know? It was Marengo, Illinois, man. Named after the Marengo Indians. That's what's up. Cool. Yeah.
But even being from the north, and the north is totally different.
Oh yeah, it's back then it was all East Coast hip hop. That's what was hitting in the late 80s and early 90s was all the East Coast stuff. There was not much of a down south side, but being down the border and then having a couple of my homeboys really got into the whole Houston scene. So they started bringing the screw tapes into the mix, with me and my friends who would start getting exposed to that Third Coast sound and Fat Pat and Ghetto Dreams and all the local classic.
Especially it's all fresh and brand new. And
it was great to hear some new sounds. So yeah, man, that's what's up.
Well, talking about music and stuff like that, do you have like certain sounds and stuff that drive that influence that you hear that being that just like this is gonna flow?
I get influenced or inspired by a variety of things, like from a creativity perspective, like I could be driving in traffic on my way to my day job and, be inspired, think of a bar and then, write that down and then, save that for later and then go and expand upon it. So, but yeah, I could be listening to, right now, one of my favorite artists is Fito Olivares, saxophone and accordion player. That guy's a fucking G. But yeah, listening to his music and his writing style and the stuff that he writes songs about, that has definitely inspired me lately to kind of go in a different direction. So yeah, I mean, anything from the music I'm listening to the people I'm interacting with, to the smell from last night's party still lingering on my clothes. All that stuff is a good inspiration and a good source to grab from.
What is it that you find the most interesting about your art?
I find myself very interesting in general. I have a very high opinion of myself, and I think any rapper has a big ego.
Yeah, I mean, it's you. You're the person that's
Definitely
bringing this out.
I'm gonna put myself out there, so it's like I'm not gonna put myself out there if I thought I was whack. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm a natural performer, man. So it's like,
yeah, I see. It's fun. It's freaking awesome.
That's what's up.
Do you feel that you make a special connection to some of the people, whenever you're out there, or even through the music?
I make a special connection with everybody in the audience at all my shows, because usually it's like 3 people or less. So the nice thing is that I'm able to like go up to them and like introduce myself and thank them in person for coming to the show. And most of the time it's the same motherfucker who drove me there. So yeah, I'm able to connect with them at a really, really close level.
Let's get a little bit more personal here. Performing. How was your first time going out there and like laying it down?
Oh man, well, that was one of the worst experiences ever. I think you might have actually been there snapping pictures. So yeah, I mean, the worst thing that can happen to an MC. We got out there. I was performing with my homeboys at the time, my Broken Links crew. What up, Mr. Sip? Money Beats, Tiz. But yeah, our fucking music didn't play, man. So, the music started playing, then it cut off and the DJ couldn't get it to play, so we had to perform the whole set a cappella. Thankfully, the crowd was very gracious and they showed us love regardless. But yeah, that was...
Yeah, but it's not a show without technical difficulties.
That's it, exactly, man.
Do you get nervous, and what do you do to, I guess, alleviate that nervousness when you're out there?
Sure. Yeah, I get really nervous before every performance, because I don't want to mess up. And the best way that I deal with that nervousness is just to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, I make sure to rehearse thoroughly and know exactly what I'm doing during my set, and when I'm doing what song and when I'm doing what bit. Because I tell jokes during my song and do some different stuff with my performances. The other thing that I try not to do is not to drink. Never drink before a performance. Don't get wasted before the show, man. It's especially hard for rappers, man. I can't. I want to do that.
Slur.
Yeah.
And the performance, you live in Austin, and it doesn't have the biggest hip hop, rap community. But how is it to perform here in this type of environment, this type of huge music scene that it's pretty diverse, but it's different. It's
right. I mean, I like to perform mostly like with the local indie rock kids, because they tend to be more open to listening to me and watching me perform, and they're heads themselves. Like, even though they're not wearing baggy pants and hoodies and talking about swag and shit like that, their knowledge of hip hop is extensive and deep, man. So it's actually been all love, with the diversity of the scene here, and I just find like it's harder, amongst the local hip hop cats, because there's so much competition, again, to be the best rapper out there, that most people aren't really checking to support you. They're mostly checking to tell you you're whack or shit like that. So, but I mean, I still fuck with all the local rappers that show love. Big shout out to MC Syllable, Big Mike, Dub 6. All those dudes are doing their things. Norman Bass, I met him recently. So, but yeah, man, I like the indie rock scene and how embracing they are of my music.
Just for the love of music,
yeah,
I suppose.
That's what's up.
Do you have a favorite moment performing, like one that sticks out to you that you're like, man, that was just dope?
I mean, like within a show, you mean? Or?
Yeah, within the show, like a performing, I know you perform, a bunch of times. Do you have like a specific one where it stands out to you?
The first solo performance I did at Trailer Space Records. Shout out to Trailer Space. That one sticks out to me because before my set, I went up to the owner's Spot. Shout out to Spot, and told him in advance that I was, very thankful that he let me do the show, and he said, "That's cool, man. I let anybody do a show here, and one time, and then if they suck, then they can never perform again." So, I took that as motivation to try not to suck, and he let me do another show there. So I guess it didn't suck that bad.
Sweet. So how do you balance your art with your daily obligations?
I mean, it's always there, right? Like, I could be doing shit with my day job, and I'm still coming up with bars in the back of my head, so I'm jotting stuff down and saving it for later. But it's just part of my routine, man. I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I drink water, I eat food, I breathe, and I write some raps and go to work. It's just part of my life.
Do you have anybody that has really made that impact, that influenced you to really take that step to start doing this, like in a higher level, definitely, because you put yourself out there,
right?
Definitely.
I mean, all my other homies who are in bands, Coleman Algiers, those guys were really, really big inspirations and trying to get me to perform and telling me that I needed to do my thing and showing love. So I would definitely say Coma.
Sweet. All right, let's talk a little bit about music and the state of music right now. Coma.
Fuck you, Ish.
What do you think of the state of music today? It's made a huge leaps and bounds in the past couple of years where it's not the record companies that reign king and make all the decisions for us anymore. We have more of an individualistic, control over it.
I think it's much more accessible, and like more and more people are doing it. Like, you'd be surprised how many dudes want to sell me beats online. Everybody used to be a rapper, now everybody's a fucking beat maker, man.
Everybody wants to be a producer.
Yeah, everyone wants to be a producer. So yeah, I think with the technology, it just makes it easier to create and to put it out there. And I think that right now a lot of people are taking advantage of it, so it's just kind of saturated. But it's also cool, man, because you get to listen to stuff that from across the globe that you wouldn't have had the chance to, or wouldn't have had as much access to like 20 years ago. So
definitely.
Yeah.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. What does your mom think of your music?
My mom hates my music. But my mom also likes Pitbull, so I think that is pretty good. I think if your mom likes your music, then you might not have the edge that you need to be non-whack.
I suppose.
So, yeah.
All right, let's talk about projects. What do you have coming up?
Excellent. Yeah, so early next year, 2013, I'm dropping my first official solo project. It's called Mex Mode. And it's just a collection of 7 tracks that I've been working on, all produced by Money Beats. Shout out to Money Beats. Shout out to my engineer, Evan Klanecki, I think is how you say his name, maybe. I know you pronounce the first name Evan. I don't know about his last name, but he did all the mixing and mastering, and we recorded that out of History Studios. But Mex Mode is just a collection of songs that kind of describes my general vibe and what I'm about. And Mex Mode is a positive thing. If Mex Mode is anything that's not whack. If you're playing CeeLo and you throw CeeLo and you win the pot, that's Mex Mode. But if you in the same game throw craps, that's not Mex Mode.
Being broke is definitely
is not Mex Mode. Yes, a lot of lonely broke dudes.
Yeah, where can people find more information about the Abominable Mex?
You can find me online. I'm at Abominable Mex. I'm on Twitter and Facebook and all your social media. You can also send me a direct email, message me directly at theabominablemex@gmail.com if you want to book me for a show or just say hi or buy me a beer or whatever. That's what's up.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, my homie.
I'm Mike Cosmic for the Cosmic Clash, and we're going to have the Abominable Mex lay down to Ryan, acapella style.
Yeah, the sound of trumpets awakes the sleeping giants. I found a compass that directs the peeps to riot. Don't try it or get caught in my ruckus. Suckers try to reprogram us or adjust us, tweak us, leash us, teach us via speeches and preachers. We've been on the feature with Big Mike and Syllable. Searching my syllabus for non-violent ways to say I kill fools. Politicians proposing to build a fence to kick out the Joses but keep in the Josephs. They used us up, now they want to bruise us up. These pinche pendejos never knew what's what. Let me out, let me in, let me at them. You knock up, my semi-automatic make you spasm. My Rasa is well equipped with a hella grip. So load the cannon up, stand back, let it rip. We got resources no one has reported. So when there's no recourse, feel the wrath of these forces. Ain't telling you now that when you come with your senses, pull kids out of school when you insist with your questions. They taking advantage, thinking we're passive. We're growing in numbers, blending into the masses. Harass us, laugh as you pass us, you're classless. When your daughter has a tan kid, you know who the dad is. Give me a beat, I'll give you a corrido. An MC plus a tortilla equals a burrito. Watch as I consume rappers with guac. Rock the microphone, hand you back the mop. They call us anchor baby, but that don't make us angry, cause we just teach Espanol to all the Anglo babies. They call us anchor baby, but that don't make us angry, cause we just teach Espanol to all your Anglo babies. Mex, I am the Abominable Mex, and this is what I do, motherfucker. Peace.